Welcome to our channel once again, or our page from wherever you're watching this, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. I promised you I was going to do a walkthrough. This is when I get to pay my debt. This is the 8 acres. I told you the farm is an 18-acre piece of land. It's divided into multiple blocks. This is the 8-acre block, as you can see. There's a 2-acre block which we're heading to. It's a slope down to the river. It's not really a hilly place, but it's a valley and a crest. So here we are the peak of the crest. So here we are the highest point of this whole piece of land that belongs to the person I leased the land from. This is what I was telling you about steps we are taking of land preparation. We have just embarked on land clearing, as you can see. As usual. Here we are doing clearance. With the aim of shifting this road to the left side, to the right side. So we are meant to slash this whole place, this whole farm down. All these weeds, we are meant to slash them down. We've removed 1 or 2 stumps. This was a medium-sized tree that was the farm in one of the blocks, in the 8-acre block, that is, where we are. There is still others that need to be uprooted. See this stump and this other stump cannot allow a tractor, cannot allow the plow to pass through here. The plow will cling on it, and it can cause damage to the implement. So this is the road that leads to the end of the farms. It goes all the way to the river. On the left side, you can see we have already cleared most of it. We'll be shifting this road because this road is splitting our farm into 2. There's that strip on the left side, and there's this piece, the big piece on the right side. So this right side is 7 acres. This strip goes all the way to the top. It's a whole acre. So we'll be shifting this road to the end of the strip. That is to the boundary on the left. You can see the terrain. You can see the soil type, the texture. It's quite rocky here. On this end of the 7 acres, it's quite rocky. But on the other end, it's better. We'll walk through there. So once we're done with land clearing, which ideally is the first step of land preparation, we're going to go and embark next to bringing before we actually bring the tractor, we'll have to do the soil test. That is, we'll have to dig holes from random places. So we'll subdivide this acre piece into 3. Actually, it should be subdivided into, if you can, do per acre, because soil changes a lot. So, or you can pick from a huge piece of land places where the soil is homogeneous, as in the soil looks similar. So you can divide it. So this 8-acre piece, the front here where we are on the left side is quite rocky. In the middle, there is more soil and less rocks. On the farthest end, it's better. It's much, much better. There's no rocks. There's no rocks at all on the far end. Here there's rocks because of erosion. As you can see, it slopes down towards where we are here. So erosion, whenever water is flowing through fast, it erodes the topsoil. So that is why you can see very many rocks on this side. So we are going to do three collection samples. We are going to take the soil to crop nuts for testing. We'll do a complete or a full chemical soil analysis. that will tell us the minerals in the soil and other things. We'll do a soil pH test. They'll do a soil pH test. So they'll tell us if there's any soil imbalance or if there is any nutrient deficiencies that are in the farm. It will also inform us of, are there any soil-borne bacteria? Are there nematodes in this piece of land? Are there any pathogens that we need to worry about? As you can see, this is Winnie, my friend. She's passing through. She sells porridge on a motorcycle here in the farms to farmers. Porridge and chapati. Hiyo ni uji na chapo. So this is still part. So now here on the right side, I'll just walk into the farm. This is the 2-acre piece that I was telling you. So we are from the 8, now we are in the 2-acre piece. It starts where the vehicle is, that is to the end on the left. You can see where the shrubs start, the greenery on the left side there. You can see where the shrubs start. The left side there is greenery. So there's a boundary there. So this is the 2-acre piece of land. It has minimal soil erosion, as you can see. The soil is quite good. The soil type is quite sandy here. But we have water, so we'll be able to add water at any time. And then we need ndakukol. So as we head down, you can see there is a work that is being done on the left side. These are twigs and pieces of wood from chopping down most of the trees that were here, the small trees. All this, we're going to do biochar with this. And here, we have our main man, Mr. Ima, Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans, what are you doing here? Mr. Mashindari. What are you doing, Mr. Mashindari? Unajaribu kufix hii kitu? Unatengeneza makaa hapa, si ndio? Kabisa. Okay, okay. So Mr. Evans here is doing charcoal making. This is the process. So here there is tightly packed twigs and firewood, as you can see. Tree branches, tree stems. They are tightly packed to minimize air aeration. That is air flowing through as he lights the fire up. You can see the soil profile here is quite good from where he's getting the soil from. He's meant to cover it all. That will assist in preventing air and oxygen from getting access to the firewood. So it's meant to burn without oxygen. It gets to very high temperatures. So the soil acts as a barrier to prevent for air going through. And the soil also acts as an insulation to store the high heat that will be from the fire burning inside there. So this is the 2-acre piece once again. There's ant hills. There's places like this. There are a lot of issues like this, which we are meant to unroot. So we have to clear these stumps. You're going to go all the way to the root and remove them. So now we are heading to the 5 acres. So the 5 acres, this is the 3rd block. I had already informed you earlier that finding one huge piece of land in this area is quite hard. So we had to settle for multiple pieces of already subdivided blocks so that we could cumulatively get the acreage we needed. So 8 to 5. Now we are in the 5. As you can see, the soil here is much better. The soil structure is much better compared to up there. That is the 8. But we will work on the 8. We will add compost. We will add organic matter. We'll add cow dung. Yeah, as you can see, there was a farmer who was farming maize here. The maize is actually ready for harvesting. It didn't do so well, but I believe he'll do better next time. So that is in his next project, because we are taking over his lease. The maize stalks were actually blown away by the winds. On that day I was here when the winds came. It was actually raining, and then very strong winds came and knocked down most of these maize stalks. So you can see the stems are lying down. So now we are heading down to the 3. The river is down there. That's River Chania. River Chania, once again, is others call it River Thika. It drains at Masinga, comes from the Central Highlands. It is a permanent river, so we're sure about water source. That is one of the key essentials of farming. So now we are heading down. As you can see, they're harvesting the maize. They're harvesting the maize. They're taking them out of the farm to be dried, and then they will remove the storeovers. These are the storeovers. These are called storeovers. They're going to remove them and sell them to people who have cows. That's dairy cows. You can see the maize. These are heirloom varieties. These are not the ones you get at the agrovet, as you can see. That is harvested maize. Now we are heading down. So one thing you should notice is that we've been walking through a path. This path is like a seasonal stream. So a lot of water flows down through here where we are walking, because it's splitting the farm into 2. There is the right side and there is the left side, as you can see. So we'll have to do terracing. We'll have to do it's called stone something. I've forgotten the term. I'll write it down for you. It has a name. Stone. I don't remember the end of that name. It's 2 words. So the water flows here too fast, as you can see. So this is what I think we used to call gully erosion. It's eroded all the soil to the bare rock. This is maram. You see, this is maram. It has eroded this whole soil from here, all the way. This is about 15 centimeters of soil. This whole area to the bottom. You can see how damaging fast-moving waters can be. That is if you don't do proper irrigation. This is as a result of poor irrigation and poor irrigation when planning the beds and the design of the farm. That is the end of the 5 acres. So now, this is the 3 acres. This is the lowest block we own, the lowest piece. So 8253. So here you can see we have a similar situation. So we'll just walk through this way. This is quite, we've not yet cleared here. So that is the first step of land preparation, clearing. Yeah? So the top was like this. At the top, it looked like this. The 8 acres, the 2 acres looked like this. I'll show you before and after videos and photos. Here we are facing the same situation as the 5. The water flows too fast. It's formed a river here. It's forming its own stream here, as you can see. This is a seasonal stream. So we'll find a way to prevent this fast flow of water. As much as there's water flowing, it shouldn't be moving this fast, because now this is bad for us. This is farmland that should have been utilized for production. There's a lot of weeds. These weeds will be an issue. This is like we have a, this is like a seed bank, a seed bank of mostly blackjack. As you can see, it's mostly blackjack here. So this is like a seed bank of mostly blackjack. So once we come and clear, all these seeds are going to fall on the soil. And now the challenge will come upon our first irrigation. So in the first 2 weeks, all of these seeds are going to sprout. So we have multiple solutions to this. You can use herbicides. You can use pre-emergent herbicides, which prevent germination. You can use post-emergent herbicides, which destroy or kill. Is it kill, or maybe, let me say, dries out the plant once it sprouts. That's upon germination. So that is the situation we'll have here. Or rather, you can still do irrigation for the first 2 weeks, let them sprout. Then you can use a rake to uproot all of them, because they'll be very, very small, and their roots will be still not yet firm. So ideally, they'll dry out if you disturb them. So now we are heading down. This is the 3 acre. So 3 acres, if you can see the maize up there, that's the 5 acres. There's a tree at the top. That's the 2. And at the farthest end, that's the 8 acres. So now we are about 800 meters from where we started this video, this walkthrough. That's 800 meters. You can see this is erosion. This is heavy erosion caused by fast moving waters. This is the 3 acres. I'll just show you. As a side note, I'd like to show you what other farmers are doing here. I'll show you on the left side. This is our neighbor. He's doing, these are kales or collards for local consumption. You can see it's beautiful, beautiful. So if you have water and you understand proper nutrient management, when to feed your crops, how to maintain your crops, how to do pest management and disease management, this is what you can achieve. Huh? This is beautiful. So now we'll head down. We are heading to the river. He has spinach at the end. I'll show it to you. He does regular pruning, as you can see. So the diseased leaves, the young leaves that shoot from underneath, he prunes all of them. Down there you can see all this material. So all this acts as mulching. So that improves the soil composition. So now here he has a crop called Amaranthus dubois or Amaranthus dubois. Amaranthus dubois. This one here is what you call terere. This one you call terere. Layman, not layman actually. Kiswahili language. That's terere, Amaranthus. Here he has spinach. This one we call spinach. It's beautiful, as you can see. The soil on it is because of furrow irrigation. He does furrow irrigation. I'll show you a sample of him doing furrow irrigation on this block. Here we have something called giant or hybrid nightshade. So it's in the family of African nightshade. African nightshade is the bitter one, the one with the small leaves. Now this one is Managu, the hybrid one. You see how big the leaves are? Yeah, so this one, giant nightshade. It's not as bitter. as the indigenous one. So giant nightshade. This is in the solanaceous family. That is one family with tomatoes and capsicums and chilies. So when doing crop rotation, pay attention not to rotate with crops of the same families. So here we are going down. We're going to engage one or two individuals here. Say hi. Here he has cabbages. This is the same farmer, mind you. Here he has cabbages. These cabbages are about, actually we'll ask him, I think about 1 month old. Just have a look at the cabbages. They're in good shape thus far, as you can see. I'll just walk down here. Hey, jambo jambo, mko salama? Leo mmefunga kazi ama ni lunch? Mmefunga? So, cabbage, brassicas family. That is cabbage for you. As you can see, this is a let's have a look at one furrow, one basin that is in good shape. Look at this one. You see? You see? It's beautiful. Now we'll go down. This is another farmer's piece of land. Here he has maize. You can see the maize. Just about 2 weeks old, this maize. He also has cassava. You can see there's cassava growing. I'm not sure if you see it, but there's cassava here. So intercropping maize with cassava. This is cassava. This is cassava. You see? That's cassava. So he's doing intercropping of maize and cassava, furrow irrigation. So in the basin he does maize, on the ridge, on top of the ridge he does cassava. Here we have a very special mkulima. We call him Vaite. Daktari mwenyewe, si ndio Vaite? Habari ya leo? Acha sisi tunachukua video. Ras. Hii ni ya nini? Tueleza hii ni ya nini?
Wala hii ni ya sungura.
Hii ni ya sungura?
Hii ni ya sungura hii.
Na hii inaitwa nini?
Hizi ni blackjack.
Oh, hii ni blackjack tu ile ya kawaida, ni vile haijatoa nini? Matawi, maua. Haya. Sawa.
Inaonyesha mbaya sana.
Inaonyesha sungura?
Hai, mbaya sana.
Tutaenda tuone sungura. We'll go and see the rabbits. I'll translate that for you, by the way. So now we're heading down. We'll go and see what the women here are doing. They are weeding. They are reading, as you can see. Habari ya mom, mko salama? Na hii ni managu? Oh, they're weeding giant nightshade. You can see the difference of a place that has not been weeded and a place that has been weeded. They are very careful not to chop down the young plants. You can see there's very young ones here. They are very careful. And then these are the ones that grew fast. As you can see, this is a very wonderful farm. Ras, uko na kia pale chini? Okay. So now, bedded. So now I will take you down. We're still heading down to the river. I'll show you what they use to irrigate. These are the pipes most of them use. This is a 1.5 inch pipe. It's called HDPE, high density polyethylene. Correct me if I'm wrong with that, but it's HDPE, that I am sure. So I know it's high density P something. Yeah, so now we are heading down. I'll show you, there's a farmer here who's just planted. They've just sown or transplanted cabbages. These are cabbages. Or actually, this farmer has just done DAP. This is DAP. As you can see, the black particles, this is DAP. These are cabbages about 1 week old. So DAP, the black particles here. So what are these for? So DAP is diammonium phosphate. DAP has a high phosphate content. It's usually 1846.0. So 1846.0, that is 18% nitrogen, 46% phosphorus, and 0 potassium. So the high phosphorus content is for root formation. When the crop is developing just after transplanting, this helps the roots grow fast and be firm in the ground. And the nitrogen is for leaf development, so that the crop can start getting new leaves for photosynthesis and for faster development. It doesn't have potassium. Why? Because potassium ideally is for flowering and fruiting. So there is no need to do potassium when a crop is this young. So this is DAP that he has just broadcasted. This is broadcasting. I'm not sure. I believe we were told you're meant to cover them with soil once you place them on the ground. But this is what works for him. I think this is also a way of reducing the amount of work you need to do at any given point in time. These are pipes from the river, as you can see. These are pipes from pumps down the river, heading up to irrigate their farms. Most farmers here use furrow irrigation. I'll show you clips of furrow irrigation. Them doing furrow on these very same crops. So here he's still broadcasted the DAP all the way. This he must have done yesterday. He mentioned that the soil has to be wet so that it seeps easier, it blends with the humidity of the water in the soil and goes down into the soil for the plant to access. At the end of the day, the purpose of water is to help the plant with nutrient uptake. So water enables phosphorus uptake, nitrogen uptake, whatever the plant needs. That is the purpose of water. So yes, it does need water when you apply it. So now we are heading down to the river. I'll show you the water, all the water we have here. Where we are, I believe you can hear a hammering or a battering sound. That's the diesel generators. They use diesel generators for irrigation here. But some people have electricity, so some people use electric motors. Here now we are heading down to the river, as you can see. I'll just show you back, where if you see where we came from, we came all the way from the top. We came about 50 meters high. That is the elevation from down here to where we were, where we started this video. It's a difference of about 50 meters. That is very critical when you're sizing your pump for irrigation. If you need water to go all the way up, you have to be aware of the altitudes. The difference in altitudes matter because pumps are rated as per the head, that is the elevation head. So we came all the way down. This is about 1 kilometer down to the river. So we'll be drawing water from 1.1 kilometer down from the river to our farm. So now we are heading down. The soil here actually I'd say is better because of sedimentation and siltation. Sedimentation and siltation, what is that is the soil that has eroded from the blocks that are above comes and settles down here with all the nutrients. So all the rich nutrients flow with the water till down here. I have to be critical about where I'm going to make my next step. So that's why I'm looking down. So now we're heading forward. We're heading into one pump house down here. So I'll just show you. You see, there's electric posts, as you can see, the poles. So there's farmers who use electricity down here, electric motors. But this specific farmer, this is one of the cabbages and the vegetables, the greens. This specific farmer uses a diesel generator. This is a diesel generator. If he were here, he would have powered it. It has a, I don't see the sticker that has the rating, but they're usually 16 horsepower diesel generators most of the time. So this is his diesel. It's actually empty as of right now. So we'll just go to the back. I'll show you the water. So that is River Chania. Still waters run deep. You can see how still that is. Because it's very deep down there. This is, they say it's about 4 meters deep from here. 4 meters, which is quite deep. So from where it is right now, it's about 4 meters deep. During the seasons where it has not rained or when the rains fail, it usually dries up a little, but it never stops running. So it might dry up, but it's always there's always enough water to be able to fetch or to draw from that river. So I'll take you to another place where we can view the river, where we can have a feel of the water. There is a bit steep, so I cannot manage to go down, but I'll take you to a place where we can go all the way down to the river. One of the major issues farmers face here with having this river is that it is a habitat for hippopotamus. So once in a while, hippopotamuses come and they feast on their crops, mostly for these farmers at the bottom, near the river front. Yeah, hippopotamuses come, they feed on the crops. So that is a challenge. This is another farmer's pump house. He is using electricity, as you can see. So now I'll show you. Here is the water. I'll just go down one step. This is about, let's say 5 meters from the water surface to the top where we were. 5 meters from the water surface to the top. River Chania once again. I'll introduce it for it. I will introduce it for itself. So River Chania or River Thika, Central Highlands to Masinga to join Tana River. This is one farmer's intake pipe. This is the suction pipe. That is one farmer's suction pipe. At the end of the pipe, there is something called a foot valve. So a foot valve is like a filter. It's meshed. It's like a filter that's at the bottom there. The reason you can see the yellow container is because that yellow container is to enable floating of that foot valve so that it does not collect debris at the bottom of the river. That on the far left again is another farmer's suction pipe. So now we will head to the top once again. So that is the full farm walkthrough. And your host, as always, Vincent Oworodero, Rewaza Farms, mimi ni mkulima. Follow, subscribe, like, share. Bye.